If you're like me, you dread spending money on a speaker system that turns out to be more hassle than help. You want something that just works when you need it, whether it's a backyard birthday, a church rehearsal, or a small club gig, but you also worry about overpaying for features you'll never use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Yamaha Stagepas 600BT is marketed as a portable PA for any occasion, and that promise is where the conversation really starts. In the world of portable PAs, you usually have three trade-offs to juggle: how much gear you have to lug, how quickly you can get sound, and how flexible the system is once it's set up. Yamaha's answer to that equation is a single-box solution that folds out into a two-speaker stack, adds a built-in 10-channel mixer, and throws Bluetooth streaming into the mix. The question is whether those compromises line up with the real-world scenarios you actually face. First off, the portability claim is more than just a marketing tagline. The whole unit weighs about 35 pounds, and the speaker cabinets split into two 17-inch boxes that each have a handle. I've taken it from my car trunk to a community park, and the split box design means you can carry one half in each hand, no awkward shoulder straps required. The built-in handles stay low enough that you can slide the boxes onto a small stage or a tabletop without having to tilt the whole thing. For anyone who's been forced to rent a full-size PA and then wrestle with a truck-size box, this is a noticeable upgrade in convenience. Setup speed is the next practical hurdle. Most portable systems need you to hook up a separate mixer, then run a power cable, and finally connect the speakers. With the Stagepas 600BT, the mixer lives inside the same chassis as the power amp and speaker drivers. You just plug your mic or line level source into one of the four mono/line inputs, or use the two stereo line inputs for a laptop or phone. Then you press the power button, hit the Bluetooth pairing button, and you're ready to play. In my testing, the whole process from out of the car to sound on stage took under 3 minutes, even with a couple of wireless mics and a laptop playing a backing track. That speed matters when you're the only tech person on site and you've got a tight soundcheck window. Bluetooth connectivity is a feature that tends to divide opinion in the PA world. Some musicians swear by a wired connection for reliability, while others love the freedom of a phone-based playlist. Yamaha's implementation uses the standard A2DP profile, which means you can stream from any smartphone, tablet, or laptop that supports Bluetooth. The latency is low enough that I could cue a karaoke track and stay in sync with the vocal mic, which is something you'll notice if you ever run a sing-along event. On the flip side, the Bluetooth range caps at about 30 feet, so if you're planning a large outdoor setup where the source device sits far from the speakers, you might need a dedicated line-level feed instead. Now let's talk about the sound. The high-quality speakers Yamaha advertises are 12-inch woofers paired with 1.4-inch tweeters, and they are driven by a Class D amp that delivers 300 watts of power. In a typical backyard setting, the system fills a 150-square-foot area with clear mids and a respectable low-end thump without distortion, even when I push a rock band's bass guitar to the max. The intelligent DSP, digital signal processing, presets include speech, music, and auto EQ, which automatically adjusts the crossover and EQ curves based on the selected mode. I found the speech preset particularly useful for a church youth group meeting because it lifted vocal intelligibility without making the background music sound thin. That kind of automatic tailoring saves you from having to dial in a graphic equalizer, which many portable PA users would otherwise have to do by ear. The detachable 10-channel mixer is where the system shows its true flexibility. 4 of the channels are mono/line inputs with individual gain knobs, 2 of which accept XLR mic connections. The remaining 6 channels are stereo line inputs, which you can split into 3 pairs for separate sources, say, a keyboard, a drum machine, and a playback laptop. The mixer can be detached and used as a tabletop unit, which is handy if you ever need to run the speakers from a separate location while keeping the mixing board close to the performers. However, the mixer's lack of built-in effects, reverb, delay, means you'll have to bring an external processor if you need those for vocal smoothing. That's not a deal-breaker for most small venue users, but it's something to keep in mind if you're looking for an all-in-one solution. Who should buy the Stagepas 600 BT? If you're a gigging musician, a church worship leader, a community